Human brain is a complex organ. It is said that an average adult human brain has an ability to store the equivalent of 2.5 million gigabytes of digital memory. Through our life, we come across various situations, and our brain is supposed to keep all of them inside it. With time, those events become memories, and with time, our brain loses some of those memories and keep the remaining. My brain still has some incomplete Bollywood songs that I listen through my life. It also has some interesting visuals from my childhood. The face of my grade 5th maths teacher, my grandfather's last few expression before he left us years ago. My favorite movie scenes that I could relate to. The barber shop who used to cut my hair every Sunday of each month, sitting under a tree. Being a human being, I tend to respond to most of the things that I come across in my life, either physically or through a thought process. And many times I try to generalize and jump to conclusions because I love to judge and I have an habit to make assumptions. Assumptions which are based on my limited knowledge on the subject. To support my conclusion, I look for approval from other people. If I don't get that, I either feel guilty or I go with my gut feeling. The same gut feeling that now becomes slave of my anger and frustration under the influence of my pride and ego. I think I do that because it gives me a feeling of importance and superiority. But I cannot live with that for a long period of time because after some time my mind reaches an emotional neutrality when the steam of my anger and ego fades away. And that's when I notice all those unethical things that I have done. And it makes me feel guilty. And the level of guiltiness increases when I imagine the good people in my life. Also, I cannot ignore the fact that human beings are likely to compare things more often. So I compare my bad side with the good side of other people. And because of that, I feel more disgusted. So now I want to be a good person. And that's because my mind has another characteristic which pushes me to do the right things and encourages me to live with love and compassion. This side of my mind helps me to analyze the situation and take valid decisions. It helps me to understand and realize that how important is to be polite and humble. It tells me how my anger and ego makes me blind to ignore perspective of other people and that I'm no superior or inferior to anybody, rich or poor. I also deal with another kind of situation where my mind is aware about the things that are present in the society which are wrong, which I would never support, either consciously or unconsciously. But my mind is aware of these things just because they exist. And on some occasions, these things unconsciously speaks up in my conscious presence, which again leaves me with a feeling of guilty, anxiety, disgust, and anger. There are few pillars in my life which I have established my beliefs upon. Beliefs which I want to associate myself with. These are the things that I want to make as building blocks of my personality. These are my values. I practice them in my daily life. My values plays a big role when it comes to how I respond to every situation in life. Well, in both the cases, they leave a negative impact on me. They challenge my own values. My mind bullies me and drags me to a point where I feel insecure. Yes, I'm talking about the same mind that thinks that I'm inferior to other people. It's the same mind which tells me that I'm ugly and girls won't like me. It's the same mind which takes my confidence all the time and leaves me with nothing but hopelessness and loneliness. And for a moment, I feel like I'm dying inside.
With the course of time, I have encountered the same demon so many times. Enough time that I know how it acts, but I don't know how it survives and where it resides.
It's inconsistent, but it does exist.
But again, being a human being, I choose to survive. I choose to challenge my own mind in order to prevail my values and revive. Like everybody else, I want to be happy. I want to feel satisfied, but without being lied. Now, how do I challenge my own mind? I choose the tool of questioning. I summon my mind and reopen all its aspects with reasoning. Challenge it on each of those aspects line by line and question those sick thoughts all the time. Under the influence of clarity of my beliefs, I stand up. I realize how inside my own mind I was banged up. I interrogate why they got triggered in the first place. I dig deep to find the reason behind my disgrace. I realize that the more I am transparent to myself, the better I know me. Accepting the things that I don't want this world to see is the hardest challenge for me. But it is necessary for my persistence, because without accepting that side, I am rejecting my existence. The more I question my perspective, the more answers I get. Therefore, I think thinking is the key if I want to be perfect.
Too many days in the darkness.
Not perfect for this world, but perfect for me. And I think perfect is just a perspective, and it changes with time. If my mind gets foggy, I sit down and write down my thoughts. It helps.
Head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive.
And when I get all the answers that I want to hear, I feel free and a little emotional. Then I take a step back for some time and I stop the questioning to get personal. I try to empathize myself to understand why I behave like this.
We are exposed to the world which is so dynamic, where our mind notices things which are both good and diabolic. Things like smile, fear, hate, jealousy, concern, love, lust are our daily affairs. It's easy to lose control and yell. It's easy to feel sad and frustrated when there's nobody listening to what you tell. It's easy to feel fear, and it's easy to hate somebody that you cannot bear. But if you want to be happy, you have to calm yourself down, because there's always a silver lining that could be lying around. It's important to control your thoughts. It's important to give yourself some time to understand. It's important to ask why. Understand that these things are real. This thing is happening to me and could be happening with you. So to be free and live by your side, you have to stand for yourself. You have to stand for the things you believe in, fighting back with confidence. And it's not a matter of one time. You have to do it every time. It's a choice to be good or bad. It's a choice to be happy or sad.
Spend